Hi everyone, my name is Deanna and I'm a surface pattern designer. Today I want to show you how to export your Illustrator patterns or the patterns you've created in Illustrator into Photoshop to use in mockups or maybe to fill shapes for other designs you're creating. So let's begin, shall we? First, you want to open up Illustrator. And you need to open up one of your pattern swatch panels. I've opened up my peony leaves design pattern swatch panel here. And I'm going to show you two different ones. I'm going to do one with a colored background and one with a clear or transparent background. So I'm going to take this blue one first. And what you want to do is drag it over to your artboard. And you can see here how these edges or how these elements are hanging off the edges. We need to get rid of those. We cannot have those go into Photoshop or this won't work properly. So we're going to ungroup it. And this blue background, we need to copy and paste it on the front of all of it. And I like to do that by going into my layers panel and selecting it from there. I'm going to Command C to copy it. I'm going to click on my artboard and then I'm going to do Command F to paste it in the front. Now we need to select all of it, just like so. Now in your Pathfinder window, which you can open, go to Window, Pathfinder, which opens it. We need to crop it, and that would be this symbol right here. And if you hover over it, it will say crop. So click that. And we're going to give it a minute. And there you go. It's cropped all those edges off. Now to bring it over into Photoshop, you want to select it all. And we're going to do Command C again. Now this has been copied to the clipboard. So when we go over to Photoshop, you want to do File, New, and Clipboard right here pops up. This 873 by 873 is the exact size of our pattern swatch. So we're going to create that. And now we're going to paste onto the artboard, which is Command V. And you'll see you have different options here for layers, smart object, pixel, paths, shape layer. We want smart object. And the reason we want this is if you don't do it this way, Photoshop will rasterize your image and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to select OK. Now you can either click the arrow or the check mark up here or press return to embed it into your artboard. And the next step we want is we're going to edit and define pattern right here. Here's where you're going to name it, and it's going to put it into the patterns panel. So I'm going to call this Peony Leaves Blue. And you can see it's right there. Okay. So now I'm going to go back over and I'm going to get to Illustrator and let's get rid of this and let's do another one without a colored background. I'm going to pick this one. And again, we need to get rid of all the edges, except this time, well, let's ungroup it first. This time, we're going to copy and paste the rectangle that's in the back from when we created the pattern. So we're going to copy, Command F to put it in the front, select everything again, and then we'll go back to Pathfinder and select crop. Give it just a second. And there we go. And we will repeat the process we did like with the blue one. We're going to copy it, go over to Photoshop, File, New. The clipboard has popped up. We've selected it, and now we're going to hit Create. And now we do Command V to paste it. Make sure your smart object is selected. Hit Return to embed it. And now Edit, Define Pattern, and we'll call this one Peony Leaves Black and White. And there it is. Now, I'm going to show you how I apply these into different mockups. So here's a mockup that I use quite often, and it uses a smart object to put it in there. The way I did this before is I would double click on the smart object. The window would open up with where I would need to place an image or embed an image. I would take these measurements, put them into Illustrator, create an artboard, save it, place it in there. There's a lot of different steps, but doing it this way, all I need to do is click on the pattern that I want, and it automatically puts it in there. Now, say for example, you want to change the scale of this. If you go over to your layers panel, click on this little box that has the pattern in it, double click, excuse me, and here you see scale. You can make it bigger, smaller. You could even highlight the number and use your arrow key to go up or down to change the scale of it. I like how that looks. I'm going to do Command S to save it. And then if I go back up over here, it puts it in there. So that's that one. That's when you're using it with a smart object. Now I'm going to show you, I don't have a smart object for this mockup, but I do have a wall color option here. So I'm going to drag a pattern and put it where this wall color is, and it will fill all this in, and I'll show you how that works. So I'm just going to drag it and place it, whoops, over the wall color. And there you go. It put it in there. So again, if you want to change the scale, here's, you double click and you can use your arrow keys to change the size, or the slider to change it. That's pretty drastic. That's too small. So let's see, let's find one that is somewhere in between. There we go. That looks good. And now these are ready to be saved. So there you have it. That's how you import your Illustrator created patterns into Photoshop to use for your mockups or other shapes or designs. If you want, I have a PDF that I created with all of these steps that you can get. There's a link in the description below this video. If you liked this video, please give me a like and then maybe subscribe. I plan to do more tutorials like this in the future. So there you have it. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.